I am so single that I went to a cliff and yelled, "I love you!" And the echo yelled back, "I just want to be friends."
Watching a TikTok this morning about how a lot of men like her and, like her stories and send her DMs, but don't actually ever put in real effort in like making a date or anything like that. And I'm like, sounds so familiar. I definitely experienced this. I just feel like we live in such a weird time. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think half of my friend group was crying this weekend about the lack of effort that was given on Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, is dating a lost art? Like, what the hell is going on? And this TikTok brought me peace because I'm like, oh, I guess me and my friend group are not the only ones. Mind you, my friends are like supermodel pretty, and I'm shook that a man does not treat them like a princess. They're all very sweet, very kind girls, not bratty, really just good women. And I just don't get it. But I also just give up on dating, so here we are.
I get so many messages. I'm starting over in my 30s. I'm dating in my 30s. I'm fucking tired. Tired of dating, tired of apps. But I really think the takeaway of this is getting that self-worth up to the level that attracts the right person and that readiness. Like, did you feel at 35 a different sense of readiness than that like false readiness at 32?
Yep. At 35, I had like an awakening where I was like, this is your life. You are the only one who's in charge of it. I had a really good friend said when I was single before I met Jack, I'd be like, oh, I really want like just someone to take me out to dinner. She'd be like, go take yourself out to dinner. And I did. And I like bought myself a purse. I planned trips. In my early 30s, I was like, I need to like wait for that. I think I just like popped a cork off.
I was single heading into summer. There's this level of stress, especially in New York. I feel like everyone goes to Europe. And I was like, who am I going to do this with? Can I afford it? Will I meet someone? Will that mess with the plans? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to commit and book the flight and go to Ibiza with a friend and be there for a month and whatever and really enjoy myself. Maybe this will be my last single summer. And then I met my now husband like right before that. There's something about that energy of just doing you, knowing that it will work out.
Yeah.
Anyone else single and knows deep down that you want to find like a meaningful relationship, but you hate dating? It's like I want to skip the dating bit and actually know I'm something with someone, but I know how important it is to date. Does anyone else feel that?
If they want you, you'll know. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, please don't listen to this. If you're avoidant, if you're one of my ice queens, men have no clue what's going on with you. They don't think you're interested. They don't think you're into him. So they're not going to pursue you. They are not going to appear to be interested in you, even if they are. So no, you will not be able to tell. If you're anxious, you're dealing with a broken speedometer. So if you're not receiving constant stimulation every day all the time, you're probably thinking, oh, he's not interested. He doesn't love me anymore. He's moved on. Something's wrong. I'm losing love. I'm losing the relationship. So no, you cannot tell if he wants you because your gauge is off. And you're concluding that everything means he doesn't like you, he doesn't want you, he's not interested. The only people that this fortune cookie wisdom works for are people that are totally secure.
Why are guys out here trying to FaceTime when I've known you for 2 seconds? Like, could you give me a warning? Maybe shoot me a text like, hey, are you free? Like, I look like this on my couch. I'm not trying to FaceTime you right now. No.
I don't think enough people are talking about this, how actually common it is for a majority of people in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, and up to have never had any kind of romantic love, never been in a serious relationship, possibly never really dated. And we need to be talking about this more because there's so many people that are in this position. And I think people are afraid to say this because they're like, something is wrong with me. I'm embarrassed, like this person has said. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who was in this exact position, first of all, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Second of all, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And third of all, it just takes many people a lot longer to meet their person. For context, I turned 40 in November. I met my husband when I was 35. We got engaged when I was 37, and I got married in July of last year. So this is my first serious relationship ever. Yes, I had short-term dated. Yes, I'd had a boyfriend before, but it was only ever 3 months. I don't really consider that to be long-term dating. But I will say this isn't my first relationship ever, but it is my first serious relationship. And I feel like there is a huge difference between short-term dating and long-term dating. And when I met my husband, for so much of my life before that, I had to do a lot of work on my mindset. For so long, I thought there's something wrong with me. Why am I approaching 30 and 30 plus and I've never been in a relationship? I've never been in love. Like, this is something I want for myself. Like, I'm such a good catch. And this is something that so many people I know are having these same exact thoughts, but people are afraid to talk about it. And one of my mutuals on here, Mia, I'm so happy for her. She's fine. She is getting married this year, to her fiance Max. And she talks a lot about long-term singleness and long-term loneliness. And she met her fiance at 42, I think, in their 40, she's 43 now, I believe, if I'm correct. And I love her content so much because it's so refreshing, because I relate to it so much as somebody who was never really approached by men, never really dated. I watched all my friends around me always have boyfriends, XYZ. And when you're the person sitting back watching everybody experience the things that you so long for yourself, it can feel really lonely. I'm also very proud of you for saying I will not lower my standards. And please, for the love of God, I don't care how long it takes you to meet your person, do not ever, under any circumstances, ever lower your standards, because there are so many people sitting in relationships right now that are miserable because they weren't clear about what they wanted. They felt like they were running out of time. They just got with this person who's okay, instead of thinking about, what kind of partner do I really want for my life? Where do I see myself, the kind of life I see myself living, and what kind of partner would align with that and our goals and XYZ. And I think a lot of people, when you meet when you're really young, you're still not fully developed yet. You have so much growing to do. So you end up being with someone before you realize all the things that you want, and you end up settling. And when you do meet someone later in life, even if you don't have relationship experience, you are much clearer about what you want. You are much clearer about the kind of partner you want, the life you see yourself. You've probably traveled, you're set in your career. It's just so much clearer as you get older. And when you don't settle, it's gonna take you not as long as you think to meet a person when you were out there in the dating scene, because when you're both older, maybe you've done a lot of things and you know what you want in a partner, when two people see that, like, oh, we're a match, it's gonna be clear and it's gonna move a lot faster than you think. And you're not gonna end up sitting unwasted years in these relationships when you meet someone and you're like, yeah, this works, this matches, let's do it. And I really want to circle back to a lot of these comments in this video that I posted a while ago, because I feel like so many people did resonate with this video. And I want to start talking about this more, especially because now I'm on the other side. I started on the side of feeling like I would never ever meet my person, worked on myself, worked on my mindset, truly met a wonderful human being. Love being married. It's been great. And I've taken so many people on this journey with me. But also, I really want to inspire and uplift women to just keep that hope alive. And sometimes if you got to set it aside for a little bit, set it aside and then pick it back up when you're ready. But please know, don't be embarrassed. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And for the love of God, whatever you do not ever, ever lower your standards for a man.
I got triggered about being the only single person once again. And the underlying feelings behind all of this was the fact that I just really am tired of feeling like I have to sit on the sidelines and cheer for everybody else while they're in these beautiful dream relationships. Like hearing all of the girls talk about how their men are going to spoil them on Valentine's Day and all of the cute things that their men are doing for them. And it's really getting old having to sit back and smile and be happy for everyone else while I continuously have to go year after year not getting to celebrate this made-up holiday. Like, all I could think to myself last night was, when is it going to be my turn to get to tell everyone what my man is doing for me and how my man and I are going to celebrate Valentine's Day? And it's not that I'm not happy for them. I really am, because the people in my life, the women in my life specifically, deserve the men that are in their lives. But I just feel so isolated whenever these kinds of conversations are happening, because I'm just sitting there like, oh, I love that for you. Meanwhile, I am just sitting there wondering, will I ever get to say this to other people? Not to mention, I feel like I have nothing to contribute to these kinds of conversations because everyone's just like going around in a circle talking about what they're doing with their men, and I'm just sitting there just nodding and smiling, but also dying inside because I just, once again, can't relate. But also at the same time, like, I'm moving in 4 months, so there's no point for me to even date right now, so I can't even get mad about that. But yeah, I think this is the first year I'm actually really allowing myself to grieve not having a Valentine, because all the other years I was like, oh, I don't care about Valentine's Day, it's so stupid. But this year I'm like, no, I actually really want to celebrate this cheesy, corny holiday with someone, and I want to tell everyone about it. So yeah, this is just one of the downsides of being the only single person left. Typically, it actually really doesn't bother me at all, but in situations like this where I have nothing to add to the conversation and I feel so left out, that's when it hits me the hardest.
Dating in your 30s hits differently. You're more self-aware, more experienced, and far less willing to waste time. But that clarity can make dating feel harder, not easier. The stakes feel higher. Many people are balancing careers, children, healing from past relationships, and the pressure of settling down. In your 30s, dating becomes less about butterflies and more about compatibility, values, and long-term vision. You know what you want, but finding someone who aligns with it can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack.